Are you struggling to improve your English fluency? Do you want to speak English fluently or confidently? Hello, this is Neha and I am here to help. In this video, I'm just going to talk about how you can initiate your journey when it comes to speaking English. When you are just going to and you want to start your English speaking journey, how you can go that, how you can do that, how you can go ahead with that one. And in this video I'm just going to be share some tips, tricks and techniques. If you are just going to be follow them, you will see huge difference. Even if you are at the beginner level and you are like, I can understand English, but when it comes to speaking, then I'm not going to speak because there could be a lot of reasons. You are like, I'm not going to comfortable with that one when it comes to speaking in front of people, speaking in front of a group or something like that. There could be a lot of reasons in your mind, but now let me tell you that if you are not going to follow tips, techniques or tricks, then how you can expect from yourself that you are just going to initiate your journey? How you can expect from yourself that how you are just going to speak in English? It's not even possible if you are not going to follow any of trick. If you are not going to follow what I'm just going to be tell you in this video, then you are not going to initiate your journey. Because the first step is, if you are just going to be watch me right now and you are like, okay, I'm just going to be write down all those things what I'm just going to be tell you, and you are like, I'm just going to follow them. And after 1 month or after 1 week, I'm just going to if I have improved or not or something like that, you are just going to be ask questions, so that you can be aware of how far you have come right now or so far or something like that. So first technique is listen to native speakers. I know at first it seems to like, no, how I'm just going to be listen to them because I'm not going to be understand them. That is the problem. If I'm just going to start listening to them, then it simply mean that I'm just going to be bored at that time. I know it could be, and sometimes if you are just going to be do at first and for like a 1 month or 2 month, then you are just going to feel like interested in that. And that's why you have to keep in mind, if you want to speak English, then you must know that you have to be listened to a native speaker. At first you can like, I'm just going to be listen to any other. It could be like the Indian people who speak in English, but when it comes to native speaker, because they speak fast, and that's why you are not comfortable with that one, and that's why you are making these kind of excuses. But let me tell you, if you want to speak English, then you have to listen to. Okay, okay, if you are not comfortable with the, if you are not comfortable when it comes to be a native speaker, then you can go ahead with the Indian speakers who speak in English, who are just going to make a lot of videos in English. You can move to them and you can like, okay, I'm just going to be listen to them for like a 15 or 20 minutes on the daily basis. But you have to remember that you are just going to be do this for on the daily basis. If you are like, I'm just going to be do it for today, but when it comes to tomorrow and when it's just going to be like a for longer time, I'm not going to be maintain consistency, then it's not going to even happen. How you can expect that you are not going to do anything and you are like, I'm just going to be speaking English? It's not even going to happen. You have to put efforts when it comes to listening to. So the first step is listening to. I know you cannot understand, there are a lot of phrases, there are a lot of idioms they are using at the time, and you are like, what they are talking about, I'm not understanding. But when it comes to be listening to, it simply mean you are going to improve your intonation, rhythm or pronunciation, so that your mind just going to familiar all those things. It's just going to be like, okay, I have already heard that from someone. It could be like the from a video, it could be like I was listening to a podcast or an audiobook, and you are like, okay, I have aware, I'm already aware of those particular things. And when it comes to pronunciation, so if you are not going to be listen to a native speaker or someone who speak in English, then you could struggle with when it comes to the pronunciation. So the pronunciation plays an important role here, and that's why you have to keep in mind, if I'm just going to be listening to someone, then I'm just going to be carefully Carefully simply mean you have to pay attention what they are talking about, how they are just going to pronounce some particular or the certain words, or the when it comes to idioms, when it comes to phrases, how they are just going to pronounce them, and in which context they are talking, and they are just going to use that particular vocabulary, idioms, or the phrases. That's why you have to pay attention what they are talking about, how they are going to pronounce all those things. That is what that you are just going to improve if you start listening to them. It could be if you are not comfortable at first listening to a native speaker, then you can like, okay, I'm just going to be listening to anyone, but please choose someone that who are just going to provide a quality content. It could be like if you are not going to if you are just going to pick up some random things, some random content, then you will see that it's not going to even add some values in your personality. So first of all, you have to remember, if you want to listen to someone, you must remember that if the person just going to be add some values in your personality, then you must go ahead with that one. If they are not going to do that, then you must not go ahead with that one. Just simply give up, just simply just move and just simply pick up another one. There are a lot of people who are just going to be tell you a lot of best things, a lot of amazing things, and that's why you have to keep in mind that if there is someone who's your favorite, and you are like, okay, I'm just going to pick up that person, and I'm just going to be listen to him or her on that daily basis, it will be amazing. But you have to keep in mind, okay. So that was the first one. Second one is, just try to speak slowly and clearly. I know sometimes people just going to be speak fast, and it's just going to be like they are like people who are just going to be listening to them, they are like what they are talking about, how they are pronouncing a certain words, how I'm just going to be understand or something like that. So when it comes to speaking clearly or slowly, it's just going to be make you feel so good and comfortable that you are just going to pronounce some certain words perfectly or amazingly. And that's why you have to keep in mind, just try to speak clearly or slowly at first. Even you can increase your speed, you can speak fast gradually, you can increase time or something like that, but it's just going to be happen gradually. You cannot do that at the first day, you cannot do that, okay. And the third one is, just pick up anything. It could be like an audiobook, or sometimes it could be like a podcast. When it comes to podcast or an audiobook, you just have to be select them carefully, who how they are just going to a value, who are just how they are just going to be add value in your personality, in your pattern. When it comes to be whatever you are watching throughout the day, whatever you are listening to or something like that, whatever you are reading throughout the day, it simply mean it's just going to become a part of your subconscious mind. That's why you have to keep in mind, you have to be careful here, that how what kind of content you are just going to pick up here. So when it comes to be like an audiobook, or when it comes to be podcast, you are just going to choose some quality content here, so that it's just going to be make you feel, yeah, it's working for me, and how it's just going to be like something else. So that's why you have to keep in mind that. And if you are feel like tired, if you are like, I'm not going to be continue it anymore or something like that, these kind of thoughts coming into your mind, and you are like, what to do now, I'm not going to be do it. And that's why, let me tell you, you can go ahead, even you can choose some particular content which is just going to like a comedy show, or which is just going to be make you laugh or something like that. So you can choose some particular content which is just going to be make you laugh or just make you smile or something like that, and you are feeling so good at the time. So whenever you feel tired, and when you feel like I'm not going to be do it anymore or something like that, you feel bored, so you can choose some particular comedy content but in English, because your subconscious mind is going to like reprogram here, just going to familiar with all those things, the pronunciation, intonation, rhythm, and your subconscious mind is just going to be tell you, okay, I'm already aware of that particular pronunciation, I'm already aware of that particular when it comes to be like the grammar structure, when it comes to be like anything like the vocabulary, or there could be a lot of things. So your subconscious mind is just going to be trained here, and that's why you have to keep in mind what kind of content you are choosing, how you are just going to use it, how we just going to like when it comes to be adding value in your personality, how you can improve your quality of your emotions, or when it comes to be like the quality of your life. So it's just going to be depend on whatever how what kind of things, what kind of content you are watching, you are reading, you are listening to throughout the day. Bye bye.